Here we go. Ooh. Oh yeah. Welcome to Buckeyes and Friends. Shuffle up and stay a while. Haha. Here we go. Ooh. Oh yeah. Welcome to Buckeyes and Friends. Shuffle up and stay a while. Haha. Here we go. Ooh. Oh yeah. Welcome to Buckeyes and Friends. Shuffle up and stay a while. Haha. Here we go. Ooh. Oh yeah. Welcome to Buckeyes and Friends. Shuffle up and stay a while. Haha. Here we go. Ooh. Oh yeah. Welcome to Buckeyes and Friends. Shuffle up and stay a while. Haha. Here we go. Ooh. Oh yeah. Welcome to Buckeyes and Friends. Shuffle up and stay a while. Haha. Here we go. Ooh. Oh yeah. Welcome to Buckeyes and Friends. Shuffle up and stay a while. Haha. Here we go. Ooh. Oh yeah. Welcome to Buckeyes and Friends. Shuffle up and stay a while. Haha. Here we go. Ooh. Oh yeah. Welcome to Buckeyes and Friends. Shuffle up and stay a while. Haha. Here we go. Ooh. Oh yeah. Welcome to Buckeyes and Friends. Shuffle up and stay a while. Haha. Here we go. Ooh. Oh yeah. Welcome to Buckeyes and Friends. Shuffle up and stay a while. Haha. Here we go. Ooh. Oh yeah. Welcome to Buckeyes and Friends. Shuffle up and stay a while. Haha. Here we go. Ooh. Oh yeah. Welcome to Buckeyes and Friends. Shuffle up and stay a while. Haha. Here we go. Oh yeah. Welcome to Buckeyes and Friends. Shuffle up and stay a while. Here we go.
And here we are, the day before the draft. I haven't reached out to Roland to give me a cool sign-up thing, so it is what it is. But if you are here right now, you are most likely in the draft tomorrow.
That's right.
So again, D-Rob, my man Tevon, the Black Knight.
The Black Knight, baby.
We are both
here.
participant. So we tighten up the rules. We're gonna go through this. Everything I post here should be exactly what posted on the Discord. But for the most part, I won't say it's straightforward, but it's gonna be versus with just a couple of MC swapping thing. I mean,
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Like I said, we tested it. And it was a blast. So
right.
No matter what, it's gonna be fun, and it's gonna be versus.
And we're gonna try to hit on some of the nuanced things too as well, like some combos and things just to be mindful of and stuff. So try to go a little more detail, but we're gonna focus more on the rules and left on the draft part. But we're gonna still go through these slides. Just to let you know, me and Tevon are in the Buckeye Discord channel, so you can, like I said, you could post your message in the YouTube channel, or you could just jump in here and just ask your questions. We could either or. You can even listen to and watch it from here. So It is what it is. You know how we get down. We just make it happen. I guess I've been missing sign up. I don't mention that enough because I just assume everybody here sign up. But there's some new people around.
There are some new people floating out there. We'd love to have you join a Buckeye event.
So yeah, so
you'll have playing versus.
I put the link in the YouTube channel on the stream. But basically, you just go to that sign up page and you just put a meme or something. And that sign you up, but nothing more than that. There won't be no prize for this tournament. Just a good time of playing versus. I mean, because I'm assuming if you're not playing here, you're probably not playing versus.
And my thing is, you got the cards anyway,
right?
So you might as well do it.
So here we are. And like I said, this is going to be a tournament where people can't sign up later on in the tournament. As they go on, you just have a smaller draft pool. But we always invite people later. But if you want to get the most of the best selection, we'll have a draft. So let's get started. So
well, at this point, D-Rob, drafts are an event on their own. Those drafts are a pretty good time.
No,
so
it
I'm
is.
Not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, they all stream. Well, most of them will stream. I missed the one. But either way, let's get this going. So, 5th annual event. So like I said, the previous winner get to name the next tournament. So, Jamil named this King Karnak Invitational.
Shame. It's a shame. I don't know how we let him win, and I don't know how we let him name it that, but we're here.
Real quick, we'll go through the previous winner. So, Darkwing Deck. Like I said, he won the first format versus format. He named the next event what was I Had Better, where you played with your MC that you played against the MC you drafted. Sup, Scott Cos is in the chat. What's up? We will be going through your question, each question, Scott, for you. So, and if you have more, you could type it in here or jump in, but we'll be going through your questions. The third one, like I said, so Vern ended up winning. Well, Vern came in second, so we went Vern name, so he named me "You Gonna Do Me Like That."
Great
took that. And then the last one that Jamil just won was "Dream Up Your Team Up."
That was a lot of fun. That was a very fun format.
So real quick, sign up. Draft tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're in a different time zone, do the math, figure it out. So let's go through the format. So let's make sure we're understanding this. So kicking things off with an MC draft. So tomorrow is the MC draft. So kind of let you know about the format. You'll be building a deck with two MC or MC groups. So I'm going to go through the MC group real quick. So everybody, is 4 of them in this format based on the Buckeye ranking. We'll go over that shortly. But you have Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur, the Kings, Quicksilver Scarlet Witch, and the Ultron package. For the most part. But them the only MC group when we refer to that, them the 4 MC we referring to. So you'll battle Winston, a mashup of versus 2PC in your favorite tag-in fighting game like Tekken, Marvel vs. Capcom. So basically, you'll have 2 MC, but most of the time only one of them gonna be on the board. You can tag in your MC. You could team up and have them both in. Or you could force out one of your opponent's MC to force the other one in.
Yep, all just like a fighting game. So
tournament format gonna be pool play rounds to qualify. So basically, all you need to do to qualify for the single elimination part is play at least 4 games. So we'll go more into that once we get to that part. But yeah, like I said, I want to go more over the rules here. But real quick, the draft, you'll be drafting 4 MC in a spot in one of the 2. So we are going to do, it's like the majority of the people want the 2 pools. So the way we're going to balance that out is you will pick what pool you'll play in, and get in the people in the pool, the people you play against. But to get in a single elimination tournament, you have to play at least 4 games, but each pool will have at least 6 or 7 people in it. So you can play up to 5 or 6 games, but you have to play at least 4 to qualify. But you could pick and play people in any order you want to. You could do 2 in a day. You could do 3 in a day.
that's a lot of work.
For the draft, on normal, you don't have to be present. You can send me a list. We'll have to play a pick for you beforehand. Worst case, if somebody do draft for you, you have 24 hours after the draft to swap out the people what was drafted for you for what's left in the pool. So that's about the best we could do for you. If you don't provide no list or nothing, that's just gonna be your workaround for you. Draft in the snake format, draft order, we'll go over that momentarily, but yeah, based on your Buckeye ranking. Deck building rules. So player will build a deck with 2 MCs or MC group from the Buckeye 1 main character group. So I have updated the list because there was a couple errors on that rank 1 list. Like I had the Wizard on there. He is not a rank 1 MC.
Yeah, he is not a rank 1 MC.
And I think I moved somebody up, but there was a couple small changes. But just the list should be current. That's in the format draft part of the Discord and in the King Karnak Invitational part. But that'd be the pool, and you'll see the list. If you're at the draft, you'll see the list. I have it posted like the normal draft where you can see my spreadsheet and stuff. Just to give you a quick overview what the spreadsheet look like for tomorrow. So this is what you'll see. Like I said, you can see the order, and then you'll click on and then I have a list. So you'll be able to see the list as you pick in your MC. So you don't have to memorize it or anything like that. You'll see the list, and you could pick as needed. So still, the deck gonna be 60 card decks that follow normal deck building rules. So basically, like I said, your full deck had to be photo or illustrated. Your 60 card deck, not including your MC, had to be all illustrated, all photo, unless you play with Uwatu, which of course he bends the rules a bit. When you deck build it, well, let me go through this. So you must have at least 1 photo MC to play a photo deck, though, and you have at least 1 illustrated MC to play an illustrated deck. If your team of 2 MCs are illustrated and a photo, then you may choose what deck type you play, but it had to be one or the other. And also, this is a thing I'm putting in here, going with some of these rules Scott asks. Both MC are considered starting MC for deck building purposes. So if you have like Black Bolt, then you could have that Terra Genesis. What that plot twist called? Is it Terra Genesis?
Yeah.
You can have like that plot twist that's only starting MC, or you can have a character like with the Shield versus Hydra. You can put that Captain America in your deck. He never get to see play, but nobody playing with those MCs.
Right.
But he's a cool support character. But the main thing about deck build is neutral plot twists are not allowed in this tournament. So that includes plot twists with the Marvel team staff. That is still neutral. Marvel is not a team. So basically, if a plot twist in your deck, you have to have a team stamp. Because a lot of neutral plot twists just seem to slow down the game. That's kind of the reason we chose to take those out.
Yeah. They're very strong. When you build into it, it can stall a game out.
And these games still going to go pretty long. Jamel up in the chat. What's up? What's up? Moving along. So gameplay format. So at the start of the game, all players will reveal both of their MCs. So when the game starts, because you'll have a pool of your 4 MCs. But when your game starts, like when you go play your opponent, you have to reveal the 2 MCs you will be playing. And then y'all could decide, like say, who go first. Whoever get to go first, they have to decide what's MC gonna start of the field, and then what's one they put on the bench. Then the second player will do the same immediately afterwards. And like I said, most time it'd be one MC in play unless you got one of the groups. When a player in play MC get KO'd, the best MC are put into play at the start of the next tag step. I will go over where the tag step is, but basically it's the spot right after recovery and right before build. Yeah, I think I'm saying that right.
Yep.
But we're gonna to win. Basically, got KO both MCs, so you can't use like a Cinder Kelly alt win, but you can use like a Maximus. That you swapping out the MC then, but you still got a KO Maximus.
Yeah, so those cards that try to win with the replacement effect for the MC will still win.
Right.
You can't
or something that say room your MC repeatedly, anything like that. That's still considered a KO. But anything that say you win, those cards don't play. The bench zone, like I said, new for this format. So it should always be at least one MC there most time, unless you down to one MC. Or you tag power them in. MC power modifier are not active in this zone. So basically, if they got keywords or they got power, it's not active, but they still see turns. So like if they got frozen and they get tagged out, they still see the start of the next turn. So they will lose that free, or they got ability that lasts to the start of the next turn. They still see that timing of it. Entering the zone do not count as leaving play. Exiting the zone do not count as appearing. The zone do not count as removed from game. So basically,
and one other thing to point out: if the MC has a condition that it says at the start of a game, it does something. Even if it's on the bench, that thing is still active.
Correct. Basically, that kind of way you show to play the MC, the start of the game stuff does trigger. So I know Galactus not in here, but like Galactus said, you can't have no level 3 MC. If he was there, the whole game you can't. Like Armazolo, the perfect one that's in the format. He said you could play equipment. So even on the bench, his power is still active because the start of the game. Both MCs are considered to be start of game MCs. But like I said, they don't get no new counter or lose any counter while on the bench. So like I said, they do get the hunger virus. They'll still keep the hunger virus, but they won't get a wound at the end of each turn they on the bench. The MC group moved as a unit, so if you have like Moon Girl, Devil, Dinosaur, and one coming in, they both coming in. When you pay the cost to add or remove MC from the zone, you pay the cost. Yeah, all MC. When you're in play MC KO, all MC from the bench in the play zone at the start of the next. That should be tag step. You cannot add or remove MC from the play zone if they are not in the MC in the opposite zone to take their place. So for example, if you have no MC in the bench, so you can't move or in play. So basically, if you use the tag effect and one of your MC get pushed out, you can't push them out because there's nobody to swap with them.
Yeah, the bench ain't no hiding place. You can't just run there and not play the game.
So post game, real quick. The winner of each game get the first this is may force the opponent to trade a single MC or MC group with them. So you take one of your 4 MC and you trade with one opponent. It's a forced trade. The losing player then have 24 hours to accept that to accept who they receiving from the opponent. They losing whoever the opponent select. They all losing that MC. But the MC they could choose to keep that MC or they have 24 hours to pick from the pool. But any MC that dropped in this format is gone. There's no recycling dropped MCs in this format. And you'll have 24 hours to make that selection from when your game is reported. And then after a game, each player is allowed to drop one of their MC for a new one from the pool. Will be on the first come, first serve basis. So I have a spot where you can, I have a thing in here where we could pick MC. So I make sure to update that in a Discord. To make the single elimination tournament, you must play and submit results for 4. It just should be 4 games here. So I know I said all, but 4 games. And there will be no force trade or MC drop once we get to single elimination after the pool play. Okay, let's get to the meat and potatoes of this right here. So this is going to be the different part of this version of Versus. So you'll have 2 MCs, right? One in play, one on the bench. So basically, you'll start the game. So moves 1 through 3 can be activated at the end of the recovery phase, but before the start of your build phase. And that's going to be called the tag step.
Yep.
All right, and basically the way you pay a cost, you'll pay the base cost, which is going to be basically exhausting a resource. So just to sum up, an exhausted resource do not generate a resource to recruit with, but you can still use it to use superpowers and stuff. And then you have exhaust equal to for the 1 through 3 power that we go over, you will have to exhaust a certain number of resources equal to the level of the MC that's coming into play. It's like if you have a level 1 Cyclops, level 1 Armazzolo in play, and you want to swap them, you will have to exhaust if you want to do a basic tag, you have to pay 1 resource, the base cost, and then you have to pay another one for the level 1 Cyclops. And then they will swap spaces during the tag step.
Right, so it's like a cost for the activity and then the cost of the MC that's coming in resources.
So like if you have Armazzolo in play and you have Devil Dinosaur Moon Girl on the bench, you will have to pay 3 resources you have to exhaust 3 resources to bring them in, because 1 for the base cost, and if they both level 1, you have to pay 1 level for each.
Right.
Is one of them 1 and one of them 2, then you pay 4 and so on and so forth. So that's just basically how you swap your MC. Like you try and get the other one, because like I said, if you don't swap your MC, one of them MC gonna come in on turn 8 on level 1, and they may not have a good day.
Right. And I know Dave said it already, but a face-up location is still a resource that could be spent for this cost. You can still spend that location for superpower. It will not generate a recruit point when you get to the build phase.
So I think let's go through. Let's just go a hypothetical step. So it's the start of your turn. Let's say you got an MC in play. Let's just say you got Falcon in play.
Oh, why would that happen? But hey, yeah, you got Falcon.
you got Falcon in play. So Falcon, your MC in play, and on your bench you have, let's just say Baron Zemo. So you'll draw your 2 cards. So let's just say this is turn 3. You draw 2 cards. You ready? You ready? You draw first. You draw 2 cards. You ready? Recover. After the recover step, then you go into the tag step now. Like you say, okay, I'm ready to bring in my level 1 Baron Zemo. So I'm going to exhaust 1 location. I'm going to exhaust 2 locations to take out Falcon to bring in Baron Zemo. So now I go into my build step. Resource, I could play another resource to go to 4 resources on the field, but 2 of them are exhausted. So I only have now 2 to recruit a character. And then you play the rest of the build phase. I think that's the best way to describe it without pictures. Please, like I said,
it works. It works once you start playing. Once you see it, in a game, it'll make sense.
All right. The next thing is going to be the team up. That basically going to be a way where you can get both of your MCs in at the same time. The base cost for that is going to be 3 resources plus the level up cost for the MC or MC group that's coming in. And they stay into play until the next tag step. So when they come in, you'll pay your 5 or so resources or 4 resources. You'll have 2 MCs in. They could do their stuff together. They'll go to the end of your turn. Then your opponent will play. They're still in there just chilling, hanging out. And then at the start of your next turn, they're still there. And then when you go to your tag step, one of them, your choice, will leave play. If there's still 2 of them.
Yeah.
If by some chance you have lost one in that transition, one of them got knocked out, then you'll be stuck with the one that's still in play.
Now, I do want to point out, those exhausted resources recover during the ready recover step. So if you choose to tag back in, after you choose to put one on the bench in that step, by all means,
you won't be
go right
able
ahead
to. So we making it you can't tag back in because you picking which one leave.
Right. Okay. So that's the action for the tag step. You're
right
picking the
now,
one that...
you can do another team up. You can't do a basic tag. You can't do another team up though. Yeah, you will then have to recover and then have to pay again if you want to team them back up again.
Yeah, so I guess I should have said that. So
Yeah.
I was talking about the team up.
Okay.
So if you want to team up again, you can do that. But since you're choosing the one that leaves, there's no reason to do a tag.
Right. And finally, the super team up. So this is going to cost you 5 resources and the level of the character. So it's going to be 6 or above to pay for this. Well, it could be 5 because if you get Maximus, we'll go over that in a bit. But if you got like Maximus happen to you, he is a 0 cost MC. But from there, so you put them both into play. So all the swappable MCs. So basically, the MC that could go on and off your bench, all of them will become in a relationship while they're on the field until the start of the next tag step. So everything the same except them MC that from your bench and on the field, they are now in a relationship. None of the new MCs that was created during this game can be part of this relationship. So I'm not talking about MC groups. I'm talking about like if you're playing with the Spider-Verse and you bought like 2 more Spider-Verse from your deck, those are not considered part of the relationship. Or if you use the symbiote equipment and make a Karnak or a Venom, they can't be part of a relationship. That sound right? I want to make sure.
Oh, that is correct.
Okay.
Yep.
So so like I said, so MC, so I guess the best way to put it, MC that your MC you drafted, them the only 2 that swap out. Now, if for some reason that MC gets swapped out, like I think the best case is Maximus, Kingpin. Is there any other way your MC would get? So we
I'm trying to think. If your MC gets hit with the replacement effect,
right,
and like a supporting character is taking your MC's place, that is the only way that additional character will be swappable.
right.
But outside of that, no other MC that you bring into play outside of those MC groups are swappable.
And just to let you know, we all making the rules just to kind of, because we ain't got time to check everything. Beyonder will not be allowed to be an MC in this format. So you can't basically have Kingpin in your Beyonder pal. Because I said this game will go long, so I mean getting to turn 15 not that far-fetched of an idea.
Right.
So that's the thing. The 3 basic moves. All 3 of them moves could only happen during the tag step of your turn. You can't tag step during your opponent's turn. I don't know why you would do that, but you can't. Lastly, let's talk about the force swap. So this only gonna happen during combat. So you wait, let me just read it. Can be activated by exhausting the necessary number of resources at any time you could play a combat plot twist. The opponent must have an MC in the bench zone to use this move. So you can't push out somebody that nobody to sub in for them. Or if they're in a super tag, if they're in a team up or a super team up, you won't be able to use this move.
Yeah, think of this as the snapback in fighting games. That's what they usually call it. It's a snapback move where you kick one character out and the other one is forced to come in.
So basically, let's take a small MC. Who light on the backside? Let's just say Singularity. She's a 0-4. Let's say you attack her with Sabretooth. He's on level 2. He's a 9-5. So you swing in with Sabretooth. And you're like, okay, I want to do the force swap because I want to get Singularity. I want to get Cyclops back on the field. Singularity partner Cyclops here. So you're like, I want to get Cyclops in. So Sabretooth will swing. He will then pay the 2 resources, and let's just say the Singularity level 1. So he'll pay 2 plus her level of 1. So he'll play 3 resources during combat. So now it would be the Singularity player turn to make a decision. And again, the MC do not have to be making an attack. It could be any character making this attack. But they have to be attacking the MC you kind of push out. But if the 9-5 Sabretooth do go through and strike the 0-4 and you pay that cost during the plot twist part, then you will force Singularity will take the wound. She'll get stunned, go face down. She'll go to the bench. And then Cyclops will come and face up. If by some chance you then able to then, force out Cyclops, Singularity will come back in face down because whatever status she leaves, she stays in that, but she will ready and recover during the start of the turn. That sound right, Tevon?
Yep, and when you say pay resources, it's just exhausting resources, just like you would if you were doing a tag. So you're not having to actually pay symbols on a location or anything like that. It's just exhausting resources.
And just to let you know, a force swap could be done offensively or defensively.
Correct.
So let's just say you have a solo out on the field, like I don't want you to get all these counts, so I'm going to suicide my Singularity into your Sabretooth. Well, if you still have resources, you could exhaust the 3 resources, and then when she strikes, you could force in the MC. That doesn't match the rest of the rules. Wait, what? Okay, so Sky's saying that doesn't match the rest of the rules.
Which one? What part of it?
The tag move happened after recovery. Are you referring? It may be a delay. I don't know because we're talking about the force. So she not recovering when she come back in. Correct. Yeah. So correct. Like I said, if Singularity get force swapped out and Cyclops come in and he get force swapped out, Singularity will still come back in face down. She still be face down because she never made it to the next recovery step.
Right, yeah. Bench MC still ready and recover. They just don't have any.
Singularity will ready recover during the next ready and recovery step if she don't get forced back in. I think we'll go a little more detail once we start going through your questions, Scott. But yeah, no. When you go to the bench, you say whatever orientation you were in when you left the field until the ready recovery. Even when you're on the bench, you still see the ready recovery step. Yes, people on the bench do see the ready recovery step. So they, like I said, they don't gain counters or anything, but they do ready and recover. So okay, Scott said that was confusing him. So I think the best way to think about the bench is you just don't gain their powers are turned off and they gain no new counters, but they still ready to recover like if they was on the field. Kind of like if you were playing in a desktop type way. Like you say, hypothetically, we'll call like octagon, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
Just pretend like your MC was kind of set to the side when you're one MC, that one MC with it. Yeah, he said thumbs up. Okay. So
yeah. So. And the thing is, like, if you had an MC that was on the bench and face up, and their XP condition said at the start of the turn, give them an XP. On the bench, they do not get that XP. Even though they saw the start of the turn, they don't get those modifiers. They're not, it's almost like they're just watching the game.
Right.
Now, if they were in play, then yes, they would get it. And if you tag them in, they still do not get that XP, even though they were face up when the turn started, because they weren't in play at the start of your turn.
Okay, so okay, and then we also added another rule at the end of that for us. So going back to the force out, if an MC get forced out, you are not allowed to tag them in or team them up at the next tag step. So like I said, in that case, like I said, you had Singularity, Cyclops. Singularity get force swapped out. Cyclops come in, and then at the start of your turn, Cyclops on the field, you will not be able to swap in Singularity. See, it's still in pain. I guess the best way to put it.
She got snapped out.
All right.
She's still snapping.
The only way she could be come back in that would be another force swap, but basically you basically the force swap gonna swap your MC and make you lose control, bring them back in on your agenda next turn. Is the best way I guess of putting it. So I think this is the best part. Let's bring up Scott questions. So since my man Scott is here active, we're gonna go. I know we went through a lot of these but we're gonna go through it one more time.
Yep.
So number one. So first of all, we want to apologize. That last screen we did, we went off the wrong set of rules. I had a couple different copies. I opened the wrong one. I apologize, but everything should be updated and currently in the Discord rules now. But we're still gonna go over Scott rules with his form a couple weeks ago, back from the 10th. Yeah, I think I answered all of them, but I'm gonna go through them that way, make sure we hit them all. So real quick, just to clarify, if you team up or super team up, both MC will remain in play during your turn. So we did verify that. And the box, the box is probably in the way. Yeah, let me move the box. That's it. And then one return to the bench at the start of your next that tag step. So yeah, so we did update, we did verify that. So yeah, if you team up or super team up, your MC stayed again to the next tag step, and then you will remove one of them unless you teaming up or super teaming up again. Question 2: all MC in relationship for the turn. So we noted that. So only the swappable MC kind of term we're going to use for that. So basically the two that you started the game with, they will be in a relationship. No MC will be. Force swap. It is resolved immediately. And so yeah, we had the wrong set of rules. Oh yeah, you still need to do that +5 attack and pay for it. Now, like I said, that combat with Singularity and Sabretooth, for the Singularity play, I thought you'd be glad to see me get +2 defense. And Sabretooth strike her at the 9 and she got 6 defense. That will not force her out. She will still take the stun, but she will not be forced out. She will just go face down. So like I said, it kind of like this Luke Cage superpower, I guess is a bad way to put it, where you pay for it and you have to wait to see how the combat kind of plays out to see if you get what you pay for type thing.
Right.
So force swap, step 5, we definitely talked about that. If after the reveal MC player 1, choose what MC to put in play and what to put on bid. Does this mean it is done in player order? Now, yeah, so player 1 had to decide first. So whoever win the dice will decide who plays first or second. Whoever played first have to reveal the MC they're gonna put on the field and the one they put on the bench. Then the second player, after seeing it, gets to decide who they leave out on the field and put on the bench. Number 6, bench zone or general game mechanic fall there. Yeah, so ready recover will be followed. If an MC go there after being stunned and is unable to recover there, it effectively out commission tilted. So like I said, yeah, it gets sent there. Like I said, they will ready and recover, and they get forced back in. But yeah, I think we summed that up best, right?
Yep. Yeah, we did.
And then another bench question: how are next turn modifier handled? So for example, you got A Train on level 2, and you use his power, Addicted Compound V, and your opponent turn, they force him to the bench. Does he still the timestamp will start next turn still trigger? So he see it, but because he's on the bench, he can't get no new counter or lose counters. So I mean, that would be a bold move for your opponent to force him out.
Right.
Just like if you free somebody, they can't raid during the next turn. They still on the. They still, like I said, don't raid, but they still on the bench. I mean, the best way, like I said, put, they just don't get a new count, but they still go through all the steps as if they sitting on the field.
Now, in that A Train example, if you were to tag him back in, he comes in with those counters,
right?
But
Yeah.
At the start of the subsequent turn, he is going to lose, get those negatives.
So the next turn effect will fizzle. If he on the bench, the next turn effect will fizzle. Yes. So like I said, because even on the bench, you see the next turn. Just like another example, like the man on Ant-Man, like he can't level up until turn 4. If you start the game with him on your bench and you bring him on turn 6, he knows it's turn 6. He don't think this is the first turn of the game because he probably looking down at a 6-drop thing or something. Like this is definitely not turn 1 anymore.
Right.
So yeah, so it will fizzle. So like I said, you gotta be mindful, but this will also play the favor for some MC. So when we come back, it doesn't reset looking for the next turn. No, it does. Yeah, it will already have seen the next turn. Even it kind of like a baseball game. Like if you're on the bench, you still know it's the second inning, even though you're not in the game. Like I said, hypothetically, A Train said, when if you get these, you'll lose 7 count at the second inning. Well, if you're on the bench, you just don't lose the count, but you still know it's the second inning, so that just fizzle out. So yeah, this would make some MC a little bit better and play to their advantage.
Yeah, because essentially for him, he'll come back and have the counters, and he'll just have them until somebody knock him down.
Right.
So
yeah, and rest of the game things still affect. I know this may hurt you, Tevon, but you mind if I talk about your combo?
I mean, I guess you can.
So
we'll see.
So hypothetically speaking, like if you play with colonists and they pay for a power game and everybody's swarm for the rest of the game, that lasts even when they're on the bench and gone.
Correct.
But like I said, so like I'm trying to think who else got a power that triggers till the end of the turn. I can't think of nobody off the top of my head.
I'm looking
might make him actually worth play. Yeah. So this does, like I said, this format
so
is
here. Madam Hydra.
Yeah, Madam Hydra, right.
If she goes to level 2, then goes to the bench, you can still do that, correct? Or no? Because she's
let me see how, I gotta see how it's been a while since I seen her play. Let me look at her word and I think that's a keyword power. I think that will not be active if she on your bench.
Double check. So it says you can recruit characters and play equipment from your resource roll when you do replace that card. Right. So it is a keyword power. So that would go away with her.
Yeah. So like she's on the bench, you can't recruit. Right. But compare like Armazolo said till the end of the game. So even if he get knocked out, you can still play equipment from your hand.
Right. And then Colonist says for the rest of the game. So that's why theirs is good.
So anybody to say for the rest of the game, start of the game, power. We'll go through the MCs real quick. I mean, if you're still hanging here, watching the video this long, you might well stay for the end, huh? But we're going to try to go through the MC real quick one more time. And then finally, I know Scott had another question. We got all of those up there, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then for number 8, do the star MC check? Yeah, we already talked that. Check for both MCs. So if you have Armazolo and who else got a star game time? Let's just go through the MC list real quick. So like I said, those so Ant-Man, like I said, he had to be on the field to give everybody strength. Right, yeah. Oh, like Frenchie, he give everybody range. He had to be on the field for that.
Right.
I'm trying to see if we have anybody who had rest of the game. Of course, relationship will last outside that.
Yeah, I don't think it's too many, but there's a
Right.
couple.
Because like I said, we got all of them that got the cool power. We asked them to leave because they level 2 and level 3.
Right.
Okay. Well.
Yeah. So hey, check her. Check Agatha.
Yeah.
For the rest of the game, you may play those spots with ignoring team restriction. So that says for the rest of the
Right.
game. So even if Agatha
Right.
gets KO'd or is gone, you still have access to that pot.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. If you pay that blue power during the build to surrender your magic, remove all plot twists in the enemy KO power for the rest of the game. You may play a little plot twist in order to. Yeah. So yeah, that would be for the rest of the game. Correct. Like I said, I mean.
Right.
Yeah, if it's a keyword, they have to be there for it. If it's a superpower, then you know it happened regardless. Just like Ant-Man is another prime example. Like, I mean, if you got him on level 2 and you are done at the start, yeah, you could tag him out. Yeah, you can tag him out before the build. So like, if you have him on level 2 and somebody put a negative on him, you could tag him out and bring in the next CMC because it's having the build phase haven't happened before it happened after the tag step. But when he come back in,
he is going down.
Well, actually because if you tag him back in, if you force swap him, he'll be there until he still had to see the start of that build phase.
Right.
But if he on the bigs, he don't see that. So let's just say you level into Ant-Man. You know, I got something big. You turn a level 2 Ant-Man on your turn. You go your opponent's turn. They put a negative on him. So it's ready recover, draw ready recover, and then you swap him out, and you bring in anti-venom. Ant-Man is still level 2, so if you force out anti-venom, that level 2 Ant-Man gonna come in with a negative on him until he get to the start of the build phase. So he gonna hide there, but eventually he gonna pay the piper.
Right. Eventually he's paying the piper. There's no way around it.
Right.
When he levels down, he's toast. Unless you can get the counter off of him.
I mean, no, for the rest of the game, once you pay for his, that's the rest of the game. Avalanche. Mortal is a good example. So choose an enemy player, become level 1 until the start of the next turn. So even if you forced out a level 1 MC, they still will see the start of the next turn. They will still turn back into their level 2 version.
So you said
If you use the hypnotize.
So they will go back to a level 2 at the start of the next turn?
Correct. Even if you force them out, correct. Because they're not gaining no new count. It's just them as a character. So they still see the start of the next turn. They will still be level 2. They're not getting no new counters or anything. I think let me hold on. Let me think about that.
That goes against what we're saying.
You're right. Yeah.
If you would keep the hunger virus, then you should stay mesmerized or hypnotized until
it becomes
the start of the next turn that you're on the field.
Well, no, because this put a time limit on them.
It does until the start of your next turn, but the start of their next turn would not happen.
But it's not giving them a keyword.
No, I understand. Okay.
So I'm trying to think of another. I think like freeze is the best way to put this. Where freeze, you can't tag to the start of the next turn. It only say you become level 1. Just like if you get killed, if the support character Killmonger take your power. If Killmonger leave play while you're on the bench, you still gain your powers back because he left play. He had end the condition.
Okay.
Because the hunger virus is giving you a keyword.
Yeah.
Or giving you ability. This is just kind of hypnotizing to the start of next turn. You still see that. And you're not getting no new counters. Like I said, you're not getting no new counters or anything.
So the only thing I'm trying to think of is like we talked about the Magneto example. It says at the start of your turn, gain an XP. If he can't gain an XP, how could the bench player lose hypnotized? Because they're both seeing the same
XP is the counter. XP is the counter.
Okay.
So like I said, there are no new counters.
Right. Okay.
Or stuff, but it's like, because like I said, if Killmonger take your power till you leave play, even on the bench, if Killmonger leave play, your powers come back to you. You don't have to see that MC don't have to see Killmonger leave play.
Right.
So yeah, like I said, the best way to put it, like I said, they don't gain no new counters. Like I said, there's gonna be some loophole MCs that always, this, like I said, this game wasn't built for this.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be fun. Yeah, if you had questions mid game, try to send me a message. Yeah, like Buffy, like I said, if she slays you, she still KO herself at the end of another MC still on the player's bench. And she saved the world a lot. She can't run like I said, she can't run away from that.
Right.
Like if she got well, I don't know why you would force swap her out, but let's just say hypothetically you force swap her out, she will still KO herself at the end of that turn. There's no new counters happening there. She's just dying.
Right.
Or like if so, I guess the best way to put it, like with Baron Zemo, like if you have the master, because the master said you die in 3 turns.
Right.
If you stay on the bench for 3 turns, you're still gonna die.
Right. Because it's made a game state the same way we just said when someone says for the rest of the game.
I think that's the best way to kind of put it.
Yeah. If it's a game state change, it's gonna happen.
Right. With a precise time limit. Like this one said, choose a main character at the end of their 3rd turn. Starting now.
And see that, and that works because it's like you said, Ant-Man knows it's turn 6 when he comes in, so he'll know 3 turns have passed, and then that will trigger.
Right.
It's not giving him a new counter; it's doing something to the card, so therefore it should happen.
Right. So yeah, like I said, if y'all have questions, we'll have a draft tomorrow. We'll be here for that. Did we? I'm trying to think of there anything else that
Yeah, I don't think anybody else gets too tricky, but
yeah, and so the mistake I did make on the list, I had the other thing on here. This should be the thing that's in this format, not the Friday and Friday.
Oh, not the good. You mean not the good one?
Right.
Not the one that was going on a bench before you made the bench.
Right.
Leaving again.
I'm leaving for a bit. I'll be back.
Yeah, I'll be back. I gotta pick up something from the store.
So all right, let's just go. I think. Let me go back to the slide. Let's finish up the slide. I think we got all Scott questions answered for the most part. Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully. Prayfully.
Hey, if not, we'll see him tomorrow.
Right. So the schedule. So pool play will be from February 1st to March 8th. Well, actually, pool play actually started immediately after the draft if you wanted to get your game in. But it's kind of more so like you can play before him, but basically it's officially start on February 1st, go to May 8th. If you do not play a single game by March 21st, you will be dropped from this event. Your NOC will be dropped and removed. That seems fair, right?
Yes, it does.
I mean, we ran into an issue with the last pool play where we try and jam in a week worth of gaming. Inconvenient for the people who actually been playing their games.
Right.
To try to rush a game in.
And because you're not switching your MCs once we get to the Single Elimination Tournament, you want to get that practice in too and see building your team as much as you can.
Right.
So that's the incentive for playing more than your minimum 4 games, because you get more opportunities to kick MCs out of the game and to add them to your team.
Right. And you get to see other things as well. So you can see some.
This is going to be wild.
Because besides the neutral plot twist, all the equipments and stuff in fair game, I haven't thought too much about this because since I've been thinking this tournament, I try not to think too much about strategy, but I still see some fun to be had.
Yeah.
Like if somebody let me get that Iron Man, that crossover fire Iron Man, I'll figure something out.
Well, it's funny. We talked about 2 of the characters I had a strategy for, but I guess since we already talked about them, I'll let it out. But if you were going to do Madam Hydra and the Colonists, technically you could just run no locations except for space to activate the power, and then run 4 copies of every character and just keep recruiting them from your resource row.
I think the best way to look at this, do you want just a strong team that just swing? Do you want to have one of your MC just to be a support MC like the Colonists? Like, I got one mission to give everybody a swarm. Anything else I do outside that is a bonus. Right.
Although I will say, if you did Madam Hydra and the Colonists, that team is going to be getting their butt kicked until you start to play the game.
And also you have access to, but like I said, if you play the Colonists, you have access to the agendas.
Exactly. Yep.
So So
Depending on how
Judge
you
will
build
play
it.
in this tournament. So once we get to the Single Elimination Tournament, you'll get at least 8 days to play your game. And like I said, the Beyonder will not be the support character, not allowed to become an MC. You can do
Right.
anything else with him. You just can't use Kingpin to turn use Kingpin power to turn him into an MC.
I'm saying, trust me, he does a lot, even as
Right.
a supporting character.
Right.
He is a pain.
And of course, like normal, his power could be photo and illustrated mix, just like normal. The last thing I want to talk about for deck building rule, because we play people who have made this mistake before. If you have a photo and illustrated, let's just say you have what's two good MCs as? What Madam Hydra and Karnak. Let's just use that. So if you have an illustrated deck, you cannot put the Syndicate WoW into your deck because that's a photo card.
Right.
And vice versa. If you have an illustrated deck, if you have a photo deck, you cannot put space basic into a photo deck because photo do not have a basic space.
So you just gotta be mindful of that.
But like I said, neutral equipment, neutral support characters, everything else. If you play with Watu, that should be the only time you can mix your deck. But they all have to be Marvel, of course.
Right.
Oh,
and then clear that up. I guess for photo, the plot twists that say Marvel are not neutral.
Right,
oh,
yeah.
You did? Okay.
All neutral, yeah. They need to have an actual team that Marvel is not a team stamp. So Friend from War is not a legal plot twist. So ask yourself, they don't have a team, then it's not a so. The Omega's gonna be thing to look out for. Like I said, just to let people know, I just want time to talk strategies as a format. These games gonna go long. Like I said, I played a game against Tevon. I got my butt whooped from turn 1 to turn whenever. That would ever end up being turn 10, 11, and 12.
Right.
The problem is I built my deck with all low-cost characters, so I couldn't turn it around. But knowing what I know now, like, you may want to throw, if you got else, you may want to throw a Mega in there, just in case. Or you want to get some top end, because even getting beat, you could put some top end in there. And Dark Phoenix is still real as a support character.
Yep. And I'll say the snapback is going to be important. So don't forget that has the timing of a plot twist. But then also don't forget that it only takes from going from getting hit by 5 or more to 4, and you don't snap out. So you may have to strategically use some plot twists to prevent that from happening.
Correct. Other thing, like I said, there's a lot of way to get more MCs on the field. So some of the MCs that don't need to be killed, I think in the rules, like Professor at Graduated MC do not have to be KO'd to win the game. I think that's one. Who else? I think there's another MC group that don't need to be KO'd to win. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but like the Venom and Karnak, I know they have to be KO'd.
Yeah, because they're coming in and changed into an MC.
Yeah, I think and like I said, if you do lose your forgot to mention, if you do lose your MC, the new one come in at the what phase did I call that? I had a name for it. Tag step.
Tag step, yeah.
The new MC come in at the tag step.
Yeah, so if an MC just dies, then the next one comes in at the tag step.
Right. So like I said, it's a little bit after when like the Sinister Six would come in. So like I said, unlike the Sinister Six who come in at the start of the turn, you would get to draw 2 cards before you bring that MC back in. But since everybody know what MC coming in, not like it's a surprise or anything.
Right.
And no Sinister Six MC will be allowed in the format, even the level 1 that's in here. Of course, the Spider-Verse MCs, they all could pop in. I'm trying to think other way you could get MCs sneaking them in there. I can't think of them, but yeah, I think that's something. I think the draft gonna be good, like always. So I'm gonna draft after everybody just because if people need to send me picks, I get to look at people's lists.
Right.
I'll do the tiebreaker probably sometime during my work shift. What I normally do, Scott, just because you and Jamal have the same ranking, I usually send a message to Earl with a number, then I message Earl and Rollin to have Rollin pick a number, even or odd, and then whatever he picked, that's who we decide to go for. We usually do something like that, or we might just spin the wheel that we know for the King of the Upper Deck. That's still a thing.
There is still a thing. King of the Upper Deck.
Yeah, apparently Mitch and Mitch and PJ still got to play sometime in the near future. They still got a month or so. So I think that sums up everything. I'm trying to think that. So yeah, like I said, that draft thing gonna look like it. Like I said, this is the order we got right now. Until we get these last two, I haven't made it official. I just typed these names in, the Jamal and Scott. But everybody else will go down. Like I said, I'll pick after everybody pick all five, and then like I said, we'll have two pools, so we could get rid of this one. So we're gonna have two pools, and like I said, so you could pick, like I said, so you have more opportunity to play. Because I mean, besides playing versus here, where else you playing versus? I think that when I set up these rules, really, I always think about, like what about the regional events or these other events people going to? I haven't heard any of the chatter from any of the local tournaments. I mean, I know the West Coast and Florida may be doing something here and there, but it's been pretty quiet.
Right.
And how's snow looking up there with you, Tevin? Off topic.
Pretty stacked up here. We got quite a bit of snow. We're driving in whiteout conditions on Sunday, but we're safe, so we're gonna keep it there. But it ain't nothing we ain't used to up here.
Right,
so
right. Yeah, we got about 9 or so.
Yeah, I know. Thank God my neighbor has a tractor, but he definitely had to use the tractor about 3 times. So I'm gonna say we got close to like 15 out here. But I'm right near the Erie Canal too, so we getting all that lake effect snow.
So yeah, so I'm gonna try to get in the chat tomorrow about 7:30. If people got questions, I'll get in the chat early, try to answer questions. But like I said, this is what the list gonna look like, and then like I said, you'll see the MC pool like normal, and like I said, I'll mark them out like the blue names of photo, and so yeah, I mean, but some of these MC, I think like I said, like Ant-Man, Butcher still hanging out there. Super Scroll, I mean, you can make things happen maybe there. Somebody like I said, they just late game come in. Wasp could slow down the game so you could get your MC beefed up or something. Nighthawk, you could wait till you get your yellows.
Yeah, and then pop them in. Air Apparent, what is it called? Air Apparent?
Yeah. And Nighthawk can make Atlantis last for the rest of the game.
Yep. Namor, yep.
Man, well, it's still
There'll be a lot of interesting things.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I think you could do, but like every tournament, we'll see. Just to kind of give people the layout of the land, we're gonna do this. This will go to like March, April-ish. Around May, June, we'll have the King of the Upper Deck. After that, usually around September. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have another Epic Loot tournament then, but either way, we're still gonna have another like yearly event. I had no idea for that, and then we'll do another King of Upper Deck, and that get us through the next year.
Lots of verses to be played, like you said.
And then maybe 2027 we'll get an update from Upper Deck. Let me lead them along.
Yeah.
I still work at Gen Con for them. I still like my position.
Right.
Please don't take that bad mean. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. But Cryptozoid bringing out a Mortal Kombat 1 game. A deck builder.
Mortal Kombat deck builder?
Yeah, Mortal Kombat 1.
Oh. Interesting.
Okay, we getting way off topic. We probably should be in the stream to the end. We just chilling. Well, we probably still talk afterward because we gotta talk about all our game night things. So yeah, but yeah, I'll be in early. If you have questions, just jump in. I'm David. This is Tevin. Thanks for being here. Good night now.
Peace.
All right, end the screen. Stop this. Oh yeah, I gotta make sure the sound was on. Ooh.